Okay, here we are on a Sunday walk. We've come to East Ardsley Reservoir with Alice for a little bit of a walk around now. We're actually okay, Alice, yellow car. We're starting where we finished. Yeah, so we've actually been for us walk, and I'm just getting a picture at the sign. But you know, what's over here? Nice lovely rainbow. Watch the end of the video, you might see some more of it. Eh?
The rainbow's fading away.
Yeah, we've just caught the end of it now. It's just fading away. Yeah, we're going to fade away back home now. Yeah, okay, so this is Ardsley Reservoir, and it's a bit windy today, but yeah, it's a nice day and it's quite a nice place to be. There isn't much to see. Yeah, there's just essentially a lake. Yeah, man-made lake. There's a dam at one end. We'll have a look at that. Yeah, we just come here to walk Rosie and get a bit of fresh air. Both Alice and Rosie like to have a dip in water sometimes, but it's a little cool today, so I don't think we're going to bother. Now, we just come back from Poland, yeah, and in Poland, when going in the water and playing with the water, it's common. You know, just a lot of people use the water, and there's a lot of lakes in Poland, and a lot of them have got beaches, just naturally sandy beaches, just because that's what the soil's like there. Now, we've got some banks here, we've got some muddy banks, some stony banks, but you know, they could be used as beaches. And you know, we do get people down here, we get dog walkers, we do get people playing in water for occasionally, but there's a lot of signs around here saying you're not allowed in it. Yeah, you categorically cannot go in this lake. Yeah, if you go in this lake, you're gonna find yourself in bother. Yeah, with the authorities. They're gonna be, you know, big problems. The way of life here compared to Poland's completely different. Like the way we approach our health and safety. Yeah, like people take responsibility for their actions in Poland. Yeah. You know, if something's dangerous, you know, there is absolutely dangers with playing in the water. You know, I respect this. You know, you can drown, you get tangled up in weeds under the surface, you get caught in eddies and currents, yeah? And, you know, you can find yourself in difficulties. But this is why we teach as children, yeah? We teach them of the difficulties so they avoid any problems, yeah. You know, I'm sure that there's probably been issues down here in the past. There's been something that's gone on, some tragic accident, yeah, which is awful, yeah. You know, no one likes it when people get hurt or worse, do it? But, you know, you've also got to grow up at some point. You know, life is hard. Yeah, bad things are going to happen to you, and you need to be ready for them. Yeah, doing dangerous things builds confidence. You know, and once you've done a dangerous thing a couple of times, it no longer becomes dangerous because you become experienced. You know how to deal with stuff. If you find yourself in trouble, you know, like if I got caught in a weed underneath here, and swimming in there, and you know I was struggling, but I got out, I'd know what to look out for. You know, I'd know what to avoid. I'd know what to do if I found myself in that situation. Yeah. Like, we got to bring his kids up and we got to keep them safe. But there's more than one way to skin a cat. Yeah. We can wrap them up in cotton wool, or we can give them the skills they need to survive. Yeah. I know which one's more healthy. Okay, it's a little windy here, so I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this, but yeah, this is typical of the signs you find around here and around most water in England. Yeah, no swimming in reservoirs, high risk of drowning. Well, okay, sure. Yeah, we'll avoid that. Yeah, cold water shock kills people every year. You go to Poland, yeah, and you will find people dipping in the cold water all year round. Yeah. So yes, here we go. Cold water shock kills, yeah? Be aware of that. Expect that. Deal with it in an appropriate manner. It doesn't mean that you can't go in. It just means that you've got to stay safe, doesn't it? Yeah? No lifeguards on duty. No safe places to enter or exit the water. Well, I beg to differ. We've got steady beaches all the way around this. Yeah? So that's nonsense, isn't it? You know, it's just nonsense. Yeah? Risks beneath the water's surface include hidden currents and severe drops. Okay, so if you can't swim, maybe this isn't place for you, but if you can swim and you're responsible, then why the heck not, alright? At various times of the year, there can be machinery close to the surface and blue-green algae present which can cause rashes and severe illness. Okay, stay away from the mechanics. Why can't they just label the mechanics? Avoid this area, avoid that area, not avoid the entire lake, yeah? Why are we throwing the baby out with bathwater? Alright? Blue-green algae, right. This is a problem, yeah? This is a problem, so if there's blue-green algae, it could be damaging to your health and you should stay away from that. Lead with that, yeah? If that's, that's the major threat, isn't it? See someone in difficult to call 999. Well, I've called 999 a few times and nothing's ever happened, yeah? So don't be reliant on the emergency services to solve your problems, yeah? If you see someone and you've got the ability to save them, you save them, yeah? Yeah? Stand up. Got a bit of artistic flair here, which you don't really see. Looks like these rocks are being painted, but obviously they're faded now, not being maintained. But I don't necessarily see that as a problem. Again, I've got some fly on here, Facebook, F, and a little girl, and whatever. Then we've got some delightful bins. Okay. Yeah. Warning here called water kills. Causes you to grasp for breath. Yeah. Modern life causes me to gasp for breath, alright? Stay calm, lean back, extend arms and legs, float to live. There we go. So they're saying cold water's a big problem, don't go in, and then they tell you how to deal with cold water. So what are they telling you here? It sounds mixed, doesn't it? You're not allowed to cycle your bike, you're not allowed any horses. Okay, what else aren't we allowed? Well, we've got a bit of art. After your douche, no swimming, pick up litter. This is quite like this. Yeah. Why don't they just have this sign? Yeah. I've always quite liked these flowers. Got some growing in my garden. I don't think they're actually in flower at the moment. Supposed to these ones out. Kind of look like trumpets. Yeah. And I also like the symmetry. It's like a five-fold symmetry, like a pentagon. Yeah. So one of the Fibonacci numbers, related to the golden ratio. But you just generally don't see five-fold symmetry that much. You get these things with its fingers. Absolutely no idea what they're called. Maybe someone can tell me. A bunch of nettles, obviously. And brambles. Yeah, look at all these blackberries. Yeah, not even been touched. Yeah, nature provides, and they don't get eaten. Yeah, there's no reason to go hungry. If you can get yourself a taste for blackberries during summer, you could eat all summer round. There's just thousands of them everywhere around here. Yeah, so we're not allowed in the water because it's dangerous. But look, I don't know if the camera's really going to pick that up here, but it looks like there's a kind of a bank and almost like a safe area. Some safe water here. Yeah, it's an example of throwing the baby out with the bathwater. We're not allowed to go in this lake. Big problems. Going to get cold. Da, 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 da. Yeah. My daughter and my dog having a bit of a splash around in this bit of water here with me. You telling me there's a problem there? Yeah. I know how to keep my family safe, and my family know how to keep themselves safe. Yeah, because they're educated and they're clever. Yeah. Might be a bit of a contentious thing to say, but sometimes natural selection, the strong survive. If you're stupid enough to do something stupid, then what happens, doesn't it? Yeah, just missed that bee. But yeah, it's going to be tender summer, but we have still got some flowers. These are really nice, aren't they? Good shot of them. Yeah, not really sure what to call you, have to let me know. I remember a couple of weeks ago we came down here. That's why we went to Poland. And there was some people using the beach, I remember them. They were using a bank over the other side over there. And I think they had a bit of a barbecue going, and there were kids and they were actually playing in the water. Yeah, but there were also some people riding around on horses. Now, I'm not going to jump to presumptions, yeah, and I ain't got any problem with these sorts of people either. I actually quite admire them. Gypsies. Rome, like, I don't know what the technical term for it is. You know, if this is a derogatory term for these sorts of people, then I'm sorry, but this is all, it's all I'm known as. Yeah, you know, like people that live by their own rules, and you know that, and they were using it. You know, they don't get told. You know, they don't need to get told. They know what to do. They've had to learn how to fend for themselves, and they do, and they fend for themselves. And they've come down here. They deem this is safe and fine. Yeah, they don't care about your signs. Yeah, the signs don't matter if you can't read. I've got some colourful leaves here. I'll show what they are. Gusty today. Apologies. It's makes the water look a little bit more dynamic. Yeah, it's almost like looking out to sea. Yeah, some uniqueness there. Some contrast in between the water, the waves, and this calm bit here. It's kind of how I'm feeling at the moment. Yeah, I'm quite calm and serene in my house, my family, with my rules. Yeah, and it works. We function. Yeah, we're doing really well, me and my family. Yeah, I'm surrounded by just you know just rough waters. Yeah, dangers. Yeah, but I can keep them at bay. I just worry about rest of you. You know, could you survive in those waves? Yeah, but I don't need to because I got my calm bit. Some seagulls sound a little bit far from home, don't they? I've always just put this down. Whoa, just put that down. I'm always surprised to see seagulls around here. Like we couldn't get any further from coast. Like we're halfway between both coasts, like literally. I was surprised we'd see seagulls. Okay, yeah, found a really calm bit here. Obviously, not going to keep banging on about playing in the water, but you know, it's a good place to bring your kids down and have a look for some wildlife or anything. You know, I wonder what's inhabiting this water. You know, you could come down with a bit of a net and a bucket for your kids, and you could try and find any creepy crawlies or interesting things in there, and then you can look them up on your phone or your computer or something like that when you get home. You know, do a bit of learning with your kids. There don't seem to be a great deal here, but a good example of where you could do that is Oakwell Hall in Batley, about 10 minutes drive from here. Interestingly, I'd say this bank's probably more dangerous than water. Slipping, sliding all over on these stones. And these have been put here, haven't they? We do have reservoirs which people use as well. When you go down M62 towards Manchester, I really can't remember the name of the reservoir, it doesn't really matter. But it's a big old thing, it's a bit like Mars. And they have sailing clubs on it, they've got boats set up and all sorts of different water sports. Yeah. You know, whoever's running these clubs and these boats, they'll be making some money, making a living. So they're doing all right, and then they'll be there and monitoring the water. There's someone around if there's any problems. You know, it's a business opportunity, isn't it? When we've got some water. You know, if we push the use of water, then we set up businesses like it's an industry, isn't it? You know, but we're denying it because we say water's cold. Well, if you're scared of a bit of cold water, then I mean, heck, you've had a very coddled life. Yeah, very coddled life. No, look at this dude. Yeah, this is what happens in nature. Yeah, this is real life. Yeah. Things are hard and the strong survive. Yeah, only the weak are scared. So only the weak have something to be scared of. Their own weakness. Yeah. If you're strong, you don't have to be scared of nothing. Being scared indicates your weakness to other people. Yeah? Be brave. Be respected. Rosie. Come on. Right, so I was just thinking, I wasn't going to back on about this, right? But this, it's almost like a very sheltered part, it's quite slim. It's almost like it's just wide as a river and it goes on for quite a bit. If I were going to say any of this was safe, a safe area to go in the water, I'd say it's here. But it's not what Yorkshire Water are saying. Cold water kills, baby. Prohibited the temperature of the water in winter and summer varies very little. It's always below 12 degrees. Okay, immersion in water at this low temperature can cause hyperventilation, increased blood pressure, breathing difficulties, loss of coordination, heart attacks. It's also extremely good for your circulation. Yeah. In Poland, they have names of people that go in cold water. They call them walruses. Yeah. They've actually got a name for it and they acknowledge it. It's like part of the society. Yeah. But here, no, you're gonna die. Yeah. You're dying. All right. Sure, Britain. Sure, Yorkshire Water. Don't be stupid with it. Come with someone. Yeah. If you do have some problems, identify it. Listen to your body. Is it hurting? Is it not right? Is something not right? Deal with it. Yeah. If it's right, you're all right. Yeah. You'll survive. You get through it. Quite a nice area. Like a mangrove or something like that. Like a jungle. A rainforest, something like that. Bloody hell, yeah. Swamp. Oh dear, Rosie. Alright. Be chewing on the stickers. The water's usually a little higher, we've got quite a low water level. Okay, so there might be a little bit of danger here. Like there might be like an inlet or something like that, or some equipment for the reservoir, yeah? You can actually see something down here. Maybe it's an overflow or something like that. You know, but they've boxed it off. You know, they've kept it safe. Yeah, so you're saying there's dangers here? Well, okay, you've acknowledged them and you've treated them. So where's the dangers? Yeah, you can actually see where the water level comes up to. I'd say that's probably 2 metres. Yeah, it's about 2 metres of water at this. So plenty. There's like some clouds over here to come fill it up. There's a few drops of rain in quite magnificent looking actually, isn't it? This is the dam. It's just like an earthen dam, is that the word? Earthworks. We do get some good views. See Emily Moore Mast. You can hear me, we've got Emily Moore Mast here. Tallest freestanding structures in the country or Europe at one point, I think. Bloody huge. I won't film them for too long, but also, you know, you get people running around here and having a bit of an exercise. You're not allowed to bring your bikes or anything, but there's not stopping from running. So, you know, it's probably ideal for runners, isn't it? Because there ain't any bikes to come get in your way. So, yeah, you do see quite a lot of runners. Okay, we're just finishing this walk and we've had a bit of rain and we've had a bit of wind. You know, we've had a bit of trauma, we've had a bit of an hard time. But now look what we're being presented with. A double rainbow. Yeah. Me and Alice used to go rainbow hunting when we first met. We used to do it quite a lot. Yeah, we haven't seen one for a while. What do you think at rainbow, Alice?
Really strong.
Really strong, she says. It is, it's very vibrant. Yeah, the bottom one's very strong, isn't it?
Yeah. Looks like the top one's fading away.
So where's the sun in the sky? If the rainbow's over there, where's the sun? Where will it be? Yeah, that's right. I can't see. Oh, it's up here, isn't it? But yeah, the rainbow is always behind the opposite side to the sun. Right? If you're looking at the rainbow, the sun's always behind you. Yeah, that's how it works.
You know why?
What's this?
It's a oh, the top one.
Why?
Because it's goes red, yellow, green, purple, blue, purple.
Whoa.
And I don't think it's
Yeah. It would be a cool one if it had purple in. Oh yeah, Alice is right. Look, we've got some more. We've got, like it's going through the spectrum again, isn't it? Yeah, it's a very unusual rainbow.
yeah, I wanted to get a picture of the top one and disappeared.
Yeah.
I already have a picture though.
So anyway, yeah, we're gone. We're going. Clear of skies. Do any of y'all out there believe in science? I do.